And this one, if you, I mean, it's turned back.
Hornbeam, I'm going to guess.
Ugly scar on the back.
Okay, yeah, we won't look
Again,
at that.
it was winter damage.
Okay.
This one, actually, is the first time I think this year that I realized that this is a flowering hornbeam.
Oh, the hop hornbeam, eh?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, is that the normal hornbeam, or is this a...
I believe this is Japanese.
Okay.
Flowering
Okay.
hornbeam.
Flowering
and if you look
hornbeam.
behind you, there's hornbeams on my fence.
Oh, hanging over the fence.
I mean, a hornbeam.
Hops.
So they call it hop flowering hornbeam.
Let me just show you these
Yeah.
hops.
That's where beer is made from.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's a vine like that, eh?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
It keeps coming back year after year,
Yeah.
and it's actually seeds actually are quite fragrant,
Okay.
and I don't know if it's mature yet, but
Okay.
you can smell the hoppy of a beer,
Yeah.
hoppiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice antiseptic, and apparently my daughter Googled it, and you can eat.
Yeah, you can smell it.
the fruit and leaves, and
Really?
it's edible, and everything's edible. And apparently, a lot of wildlife loves it. Butterflies and
Yeah.
birds and moths and.
Do you ever get seeds dropping down in your bonsai pots?
They do, but they don't grow. They grow more from root structure, because I think the winter kills the top.
Oh, okay.
They always revive from root.
I see. I see.
So every year growth, it's from that year.
Oh, that's good on a vine because it
But
keeps
you have
it
to
under
go and
control.
keep trimming, and the
Okay.
chain link fence on the back gets overrun with it.
I see. I
But
see.
I do like the aesthetics of it.
Yes. Yes. It is nice.
See, there's a native ash.
Okay.
Oh, I'm getting even root sprouting. Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I give a crazy bend to
It's
it.
now an ash forest.
Yeah, we're missing a native, so
Yeah,
see
that's
something
kind
that
of
likes the leaves.
bit of tornado styling that
Oh
one.
yeah, you know Peter Chen, stir, and
Yeah.
wire. But you know, people always say that wire the young ones. You can always cut it back, but at
Yeah.
least you have a movement to it.
And usually they tend to smooth out as they get older, don't they?
Oh yeah,
You put drastic wiring bends in them and then they...
yeah. And this guy's thirsty too. But
Okay,
I'll put it
yeah.
down. It's just look how beautiful the foliage is.
It is. It's just...
graceful. Tree.
Is this the new foliage
Yeah.
that's coming out like the red color?
Yeah, and it gives brilliant yellow in fall.
Wow.
And look at the texture of the leaves.
It's beautiful.
Classic
Yeah.
hot hornbeam.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a special plant.
Wow.
I never tried air layering yet.
Now this is Japanese hornbeam.
I believe it's Japanese hornbeam.
Yeah. Wow, that is really special looking.
So it's not much of a tree, but the plant itself, the specimen.
Yeah. The species is
Yeah.
amazing. Eh?
It's just naturally graceful.
Well, if you ever grow any cuttings off of it, John, I would take one.
I have tried cuttings, no success.
No
yet.
success, oh no.
But maybe I have to try air layer. But
Air
I,
layer.
I was trying to heal that big, huge, ugly.
Yeah,
flower.
by letting it grow.
Yeah, and you will at least see after that winter dieback. I only have like one branch going, and that was
Yeah.
it. So that's a survivor.
I see.
I tried thread grafting.
Okay.
Not much success.
No,
Maybe the top was too dense.
maybe.
And there was my porcelain carrot corner here.
Yeah. Look at the size of this one.
Yeah, it was purchased from somebody's collection who passed away,
Beast.
and I did a major restyling on it.
Yeah.
If you remember, that's the tree that I asked you about at the Toronto meeting. A couple years ago before pandemic.
Okay.
I brought the poacher carrier and asked you about it, but you know, there's so many people approaching you, I don't expect you to remember. It had like 4 trunks going up.
Okay.
Well,
Did I give you good advice, or?
yeah, but do you think I remember exactly everything people tell me? Yeah, I was just, you know, like confirming, you know how it is.
Yeah.
You ask people and see what they
Yeah.
tell you. So, yeah, so I believe this is that.
Okay. Wow, it's a big cutting. These are looking beautiful. And you were saying this is the Cascade one from the Masato show.
Oh, yeah, from...
I think that was in the thumbnail, wasn't it?
Yes,
of the
yes,
video,
yes.
yeah.
That's exactly what
It
I
was
was
in a
saying.
blue Cascade
yeah.
pot.
Mhm.
And it's looking really good. Wow.
I realized that they're not that happy. You know, that cascade pot
Yeah.
that was growing in.
Yeah.
Most of the season was growing that way.
Okay.
So
I see.
actually, Jimmy rigged this contraption that was keeping it that way.
I see.
Because I don't think they like too much of being too far cascading.
Yeah, they
like
lose vigor,
yeah.
eh?
So therefore, the new version of cascades that you see growing. Oh, sorry.
I like this
Yeah.
planting in this pot. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that ever nice?
So that was my inspiration. I had a long pot, what to do with it.
I like that.
And when you have, porcelain carias, you have
Yeah.
options.
Yes.
So
It's almost
I
like
believe
a
there's more.
windblown look,
Oh yeah,
isn't it?
it's sort of like a grove of trees.
That pot is gorgeous too.
It's
It's got to be Japanese, isn't it?
there's no markings on it.
Oh, okay.
Possibly.
Yeah, so that's really nice, John. I like this pot-tree combination. I think that's very artistic, I'd say. Yeah,
Thanks.
a beautiful composition.
When you have ports and this is experiment with what you
yeah.
can do with them.
Is that like lace rock?
Lace rock.
Lace
yes.
rock.
Oh,
Yeah.
this thing is harder than you think.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah, I had to I drilled a couple holes in the bottom, but I think that took a number of bits to get to it. It was
Oh, okay,
incredibly
really?
hard.
It's hard.
And you
stuff.
think it's like rock, volcanic rock.
Yeah.
Not much of a plant, but I just want to see what you can do with them, in a rock, over the rock, on top of the rock.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
experimenting.
Well, they're all looking so good, and they're getting mature, aren't they?
And this one is actually, I think, lace rock or something.
Okay.
See, there's nothing underneath it.
Oh, yeah. That is quite something.
And moss doesn't seem to bother it.
No.
So, dry conditions, wet conditions, they're very durable plants.
Yes, yeah.
Moss not doing very good here. I think I forgot to water a day or two.
Do you ever get leaf drop in the winter on
No.
these? No,
I don't.
Okay.
That's when people talk about it. I don't know why. The probably easiest explanation is that people don't take the old leaves off them.
I
The
see.
big leaves. If you have a long extension like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. There's a lot of old leaves
Yes.
on it, isn't there?
yes.
So
and if
in
you don't
winter,
take care of
this will
that,
stay alive and these will all die off.
especially which part. Let me pick one up.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
show
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry, the restrictions. See, when you have something like this,
Yeah.
you get rid of this right away.
I see.
The armpit growth,
I see.
because that's the oldest leaf on the
Yes,
plant.
you
See, like this
just
part.
keep your new
So they'll
growth.
probably fall off very easily. But I always go religiously and take all the stuff out.
Yeah,
Anywhere
yeah.
I see it, I take
I
them
see.
off.
Keep
so
your structure clean, eh?
yeah. So, and when you have two opposite branches, you take one out. Always take one out
Okay.
to keep it, clean lines.
Yeah.
This one just let it grow because I wanted to thicken
Yeah,
up the
you're
trunk.
getting that
Yeah,
taper
this was my S
blending
shape,
in it. Okay.
and I got tired of the fact that it was all the same thickness.
Okay.
So
I remember that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm like David Johnson said,
Chopper.
you
eh?
have 3 trees here. I'm like no, but now I came to the conclusion that the older leaves turn yellow.
I
So
see. Yeah.
I think that's when people talk about old leaves. Yellow.
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's healthy when you touch it. See when it's like almost trying like a groove shape.
Yes.
That's very healthy, and see that like a V groove almost.
Yeah. It's sort
That's
of
a healthy,
cup.
happy plant.
No
When they-
wrinkles. No
yeah.
discoloration.
It's a fresh leaf, and when they get really happy, they get even like a lot of light. They get reddish edges on them.
Yes. Yeah.
But how about the roots?
And that's fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. Have you ever had them flower at all?
No,
No. Okay.
that's another trick that trick,
Yeah.
fantastic achievement, I guess. But that usually happens to people in the desert
I see.
places
Yeah.
where they don't water for like 2-3 months.
Okay. I see. Where they
They
have
think
like
they're
a
dying.
They have a dry, hot, dormant
The plants think
period.
they're dying, so they flower.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, this flower looks very much similar to this.
Yeah.
I believe this is also plant that it's relative of the
It
Quartz-
suits it,
quartz.
doesn't it?
So I think it's rather,
yeah, I'm really taken with this. This is just fantastic.
Thank you. Well, it's a work in progress, but it's only 2 years since I planted.
Amazing. Amazing.
So,
It reminds me of Africa too.
they're good. See, like this is very much African style.
Yes, yes.
This is how they grow. They grow on the rocks
Right
that
on
look
the
like
rock,
this.
yeah.
And I contacted a fellow from South Africa,
Yeah.
And he sent me some of his private collection pictures, and that's what they look like. And the
Oh,
rocks
yeah,
are that
yeah.
color.
Wow.
And the pot is handmade pot by Jeff again.
Yeah.
And I thought it was such a beautiful, like looks like dry eroded rock or something.
Yeah.
And this is
Beautiful. Yeah, that rock just says Africa, doesn't it?
right?
South Africa.
Yeah, and the color and
Yeah.
this is rather heavy planting. A little planting, it's heavy. Yeah. So and this, I'm hoping that it's going to be styled in some kind of
Yeah.
oaky style, but for some reason it's not really fast grower. But anyway,
Yeah.
ports, look at the different varieties, and those are the cuttings you passed to me.
Okay. That's the light green one, and
Yeah.
then the variegated. Well, they're looking big.
They're fun. And this one is actually, like usually variegated version is very much slow grower.
Yeah.
But this one's growing rather
Oh, that's good.
And I do the same treatment,
Yeah. Yeah, it looks
classic
cleaned
bonsai,
out.
and take the big leaves, and every time you have new growth, you pinch the older one.
Yeah.
I try not to, I don't like the extending like this.
Right.
This is way
you like to
too
keep
much.
them compact.
Yeah, that's what speeds up the development. And
Yeah.
anytime you see bigger leaves, too big, you just keep on it.
They start to the large internodes too if you let them extend.
Yeah, that's
don't
why
you?
the tightness is because I keep going on
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and the thickness of a trunk happens pretty quick. And
What
this,
is
I
this?
believe, is one of those unanimous.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can't pronounce that.
Yeah. I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
See,
those ones.
It's our shrub that grows.
I see.
Also came from a member of a club,
Yeah.
and it had a massive rabbit chew back.
I see.
So it was due for a restyle
Okay.
because this plant was this
But it's
way.
looking good.
And
It's
the low branch was
got taper now, doesn't
yeah,
it?
that has taper now.
Yeah.
Thank you, rabbits.
Yeah.
It's not extremely fast grower, but it's charming, different style foliage.
Euronymous. No.
Yeah, and
I
Mr.
don't
Greenwood Bonsai.
Corin?
Yes.
Yes.
He has a very.
Oh,
mature
yes,
looking
yes,
one.
yes, yeah.
And I was inspired by that.
Oh, that's
Big
cool.
fan of him and his dog Eugene.
Maybe your one will inspire someone else
Oh,
too.
his trunk of
Yeah.
of that one, I think it's just
Have you seen that ambulance he has?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The-
that's cool
with
too.
That's his dog inside a Chow Chow.
Okay, yeah.
Eugene.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they're just meant for each other, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just fantastic. I love that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at this time of year,
Yes.
your quince sits in
Okay.
the corner of the garden
Yeah.
because it's not very showy yet this year.
Oh, it's a
But
beautiful
the bark
tree
on
though,
it,
isn't
it's
it?
what you after, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful.
The flaking bark, and this one has the beautiful
taper and
three
maturity.
colors. See the barking flaking.
Oh yeah.
This is the one that has three types of color of flower on each
Oh
flower.
wow.
It's the white that goes pink.
Is that the nishiki? Is it? Or you?
I'm not big on
Okay.
the names of plants. This one goes white, salmon, pink.
Okay.
Almost like
Wow.
not quite red,
Yeah.
but yeah, it has like a apple flower.
Okay.
Like 5 petal.
Yeah.
I never had a fruit on it yet, but I got the junior somewhere among the rest of my plants, and I'm hoping that one day they will cross-pollinate each other.
Cool.
More natives.
Yeah.
Verbena, I think. Apparently, when I Google it, see that leaves are kind of tired this time of year.
Yeah. Well, some trees do, like crab apples always look tired
Yeah.
in fall.
Apparently, this is the arrow verbena.
Yeah.
This is a native plant, and natives used to make arrows out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what my plant finder told me.
cool.
See again that fine grass.
Yeah.
It's
Very
kind of
nice.
Fun. Weeds.
Here's a bird's nest spruce. Wow. Look at that one.
Well, you can't just walk by them when you see them with interesting, taper. That's
Yeah.
rather convincing.
Yeah.
And tiniest foliage I've probably seen on any conifer.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
again,
fantastic.
Initial styling, just roughing it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes just throw in a pot, see what survives.
Finding the tree within the bush, eh?
And wiring is not, is more function than aesthetics.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have crab apple.
What is
That
it?
was
Oh,
my
okay.
practice air layer.
Okay. This was an air layer, or you
Oh.
air layered a branch off of this?
When I bought this, it was like a, I don't know how to explain, mop.
Okay.
straight stick with something green on top.
Okay. Yeah.
You know how they
Yeah.
have roses growing like this?
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
other plants. So this was about this high,
Yeah.
just straight stick.
Just a big
so I
tall
layered the
stick.
very
And
top of it.
okay.
And that's what
Really?
what drew me to this is that I haven't been really successful, but it's profuse flower,
Really?
just crazy flower in the springtime.
Yeah.
The whole branch just looks white.
Really?
So
Wow.
so I'm worried that I'm going to stress the plant out, so I remove all the flowers most of the time.
Yeah.
And the apples are like size of a pinky nail finger.
Oh,
like a
really?
tiny,
Little
tiny,
tiny
apple. Like hawthorn
crab
almost.
apple, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's white flowering.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So right now it's in development stage. I don't care about
Yeah.
fruiting or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
you know, we didn't talk
And
about.
this is your watering system here, right?
Yes, it's my. Well, you know, when you keep plants.
Yeah.
I read this or learned this from aquarium keeping that if you know you can use the tap water,
Yeah.
and if you let it sit for 24 hours or so, the chlorine will evaporate or
Yes.
neutralize.
Yeah.
So this combination of tap water and rainwater and aquarium water, and for smaller plants, this is my preferred method of watering them, because submerging little pot. Sometimes you don't know if you water them very well.
Yes.
So you just place them in the
And
water.
the whole plant goes
Oh, yeah.
under the water.
Especially something like this.
Which
How do you
surprised
know
me.
if you water this well?
You can't.
So just
yeah.
dunk it. You know, and
Your bubbles are coming up,
Yeah,
and
and
when it
that
stops bubbling.
takes care of your weeds. I mean, the pests, perhaps. You know. Yeah, and there you go, and they're very happy with it.
Well, I think you're the first person I've ever met that does the dunk method of watering. I've heard a lot of people try it and they say, "Oh, it takes too long" or whatever.
Well, yeah. If you want to do a whole garden,
Yeah.
you're looking at a lot of time.
Yeah.
But
So would you do this all the time, or just
no.
when you have
I
time?
would like to say that maybe once every week or 10 days.
Okay.
Especially the smaller pots. I'll
Yeah, yeah.
definitely do that. See, like, some things like this that
Yeah.
they require a lot of water.
Yeah,
I would, you know, this is almost a daily routine. But the bigger plants, they don't need to.
I see.
See, because you can know by lifting a plant that you know it needs to be watered.
It's light, eh?
Yeah, and then see, it just see, it's so light that. And once the bubbles stop, you just pick them up, and I mean,
no, it's watered well.
there's no way that commercial nurseries can do that.
No.
Because it'd be just too much time.
Yeah,
But that also, I would fertilize them this way. Some plants require different fertilization,
yeah. So you just
So-
put your fertilizer in this bin here, eh? And then
especially like iron and such,
yeah,
and seaweed,
yeah.
water soluble. But you know,
Cool.
this is an example of our favorite, well, my favorite now,
Yeah.
domestic conifer, the Tuya occidentalis. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it occidentalis?
I think so, yeah.
You have to prep me up on the Latin. But this is our domestic cedar.
Wow. And this is a dwarf form, eh?
I guess dwarf, but look at the growth on it.
It's
I mean, the
amazing.
pine is
It's
just fantastic.
amazing. And hardy.
Oh
like-
yeah, and it's convincing hinoki. Like
Yeah.
people be like, when I showed to people that know, they were like, "Well, that's hinoki."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, it's Tuya."
Yeah.
And I go, "What?"
Well, I remember Connor showed me
I
one
have
the
to show
first
the tag.
time,
I have to keep.
and he told me it was a
Yeah.
thuja, and I said, "No way!
Yeah, it's like,
That's incredible, isn't it?"
and it takes wiring, and it's so dense that you have to go in and pluck it out
Yeah,
because
Thin
it's
it
just a
all the
green
time,
cone.
eh? Yeah. Wow, that is cool.
Yeah. So, and natives.
Some more natives. Some.
Yeah. Like.
Wow, another clump of nature, eh?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
I just love how nature kind of takes care of itself.
Yes.
You know, like.
Wow, those are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, I love the growth of this type, like I don't know if it's fern or, but just contrast of leaves and.
Yeah. That's cool. I like those plantings.
We were talking about cherry earlier. Well, this is what black
this-
cherry looks like.
Okay, wow.
See the.
And is this destined to be a bonsai eventually?
Well,
is it or?
It's a train, you know, experiment.
Okay.
See
Oh,
the
yeah.
you can tell the bark is very smooth and dark.
Yeah.
And this is actually a lumber tree in North America.
Really?
The black
Okay.
cherry. It has beautiful pink wood.
Oh wow.
Once it's harvested as lumber.
Yeah.
And the varied elms
Wow, that is cool.
and sand cherries. And see those cherries, the way they grow by nature,
Yeah.
they have a rather convincing, beautiful shape if you
Yeah.
style them into literati. This one was all natural basically. I just give a bit of wiring in the spring.
Yeah. Wow.
But,
yeah, they're very elegant
yeah,
and
elegance is
sweeping
there.
and windblown and
Yeah.
looks really nice.
This one needs to be watered. I'm going to
Okay, put
put
that.
it on the next list. And I have the Austrian pine here.
Okay. Is its name Arnold? Arnold?
I don't know.
Austrian.
Maybe.
Arnold
Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's getting a thick trunk.
Oh yeah, it's getting some bark on it now. And
Yeah, and you know with Austrian when you touch them when they're so spiky.
yeah. Now, is this like a dwarf form
no
do you
idea.
think, or
I didn't.
because it has quite short needles? But
It's been in the pot for a couple of years,
yeah,
and it was rather. It got thicker, and I'm getting a fan of pines,
yeah,
and
beautiful, isn't it?
I like the sort of exuberance of the energy. It has certain energy,
Yeah. Look
and I believe I don't. I thought I had pine cone growing, but I don't know if
Okay.
it's a good idea or not. Just kind of chicken feel. And here
Wow.
it's my I think it goes sunset.
Okay.
It's always sort of yellowish
Okay.
from spring to fall, and in fall it's almost like a version of color bark.
Yeah.
Like sago
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
But
isn't it?
it's
But
hardier.
not. Eh? Wow.
And I don't see any graft lines on it.
No. Oh wow. Beautiful trunk.
Again, nursery find. End of year sale.
Wow. 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 That's
It's still
beautiful.
a long way to go.
Oh, it's beautiful though,
But,
isn't it?
yeah, there's a lot of scars from the crossing branches and all that. And,
Yeah. So you fix the basic structure
Yeah.
and
the grow
it's
box
nice
and-
from this view, isn't it? It's
See, there's a lot of scars to go.
Oh, okay. I
and
see
one
up
of those
higher.
trunks have to go. I'm not sure which one.
I see.
Either this one or that one, but most likely this one has to go.
Yeah.
But I can't cut it here because it's such a huge scar.
I see. But this part is scar-free, isn't it? It's
Mhm.
beautiful one.
I like the coloring of it. I like the different varied
Yeah.
looks.
And what kind of autumn colors does this one
It's
get?
brilliant yellow. Pretty much doesn't change. It's
Okay.
from beginning whole season the same color.
I see. I see.
More golden yellow,
Yeah. Oh wow.
but
And this is your rose here. We
yeah,
didn't show that.
wild rose,
Wild rose.
and
We had a bar where I live called the Wild Rose.
oh, there you go. It's those roses are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because they're not complaining too much. I keep them dry, wet. And,
Yeah.
Oh, I have to remove the wire.
I see. It's biting in a bit.
Yeah. But I had them flower last year. They have nice fragrant flowers,
Oh, nice.
and it's candidate for maybe trimming.
Yeah.
But just they're kind of fun. They're fast growing, and in bonsai, dwarfs. Everybody wants dwarfs, but dwarfs are extremely
Yeah.
slow
You
growing,
need patience, don't you?
and it really plays on patience. So full specimen or the species of a plant is much more stronger, robust,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's growing very healthy, you get a lot of more room to play. They give you buck budding and all that, and eventually they will reduce.
Yeah.
Especially some of the Scots pine that you've seen earlier.
Yeah.
The needles are pretty tiny for
That's
one. That
amazing.
last year needles were that long.
Yeah.
This one also had very long needles. And
Okay.
this
And
one
it's
was
reduced now. Okay.
But I've seen some Japanese black pines that needles are like the
Yeah.
birds,
Just
crazy.
yeah.
And this is my last-
Shelf of tropicals here, eh?
Yeah, the minis.
Oh yeah, minis. Okay.
Yeah, and Wayne's pot. My
Wow.
black
I've never
taffy.
seen Wayne do a pot like that.
Well, he said he wasn't happy with it, so I begged him. And
Okay.
He sold it to me.
It's pretty cool. I
I'm like,
like
that's
it.
cute. And he goes,
Yeah.
it's ugly. So, and which this one,
The barberry.
Barberry. There
Barberry.
you go. Thanks, Nigel. And it's been too much. It actually trimmed back.
Okay.
Was rather overgrown, so now the inner growth was shaded out and.
I see.
and it's, but in fall it goes yellow. It's a rather showy
That's
plant.
nice. I like the green variety.
Yeah. And,
I think I like it better than the reddish colored ones.
Well, it's such a. It looks fresh all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a nice surprise when I opened it up.
And do
from
you get
nursery.
flowers on this one?
Yes, but the flowers are not that incredible.
Not that showy. They're
No.
just little tiny
Yeah, I was hoping for
white
the
flowers,
fruit.
or
Yes, the
Yeah.
yellowish white. sort of.
yellowish white.
And they
Okay.
kind of droop down, but they're nothing spectacular.
Yeah.
Nothing like.
Even the fruit's very small, isn't
but
it?
they're,
Like little
they're nice
red.
and darkish red, yeah.
Yeah.
When they get bigger, but this one's been kept small,
Okay.
you know. And I think the pot kind
It's
of
a cool
suits it.
pot.
Handmade pot.
Is that one of your pots?
No, this
No.
is one of Jeff's pots.
Okay.
Jeff Lloyd. And this is one of my pots, and I like the gray and then
Oh
color.
yeah.
And it's heavier than it looks
Oh yeah.
when it's
And this is
Turned.
Lily of the Valley.
Lily
Is
of the Valley and nice, beautiful white, showy flowers.
it? Nice.
And this one, I'm not sure what that is, but I think the color is pretty charming.
That's
too.
cool.
Again, yeah, it's
Looks
mine.
like that UFO house we saw.
There you go. Yeah, and this year it spread out its.
Yeah, that's
frond,
really
so
cool.
I don't know if it's flowers, but the color is nice. I like
It
the,
probably will. Most plants.
It survived. This
some
is
kind of
perennial,
flower.
So. And there's my
another willow leaf
sumo.
ficus, eh? Wow. That is got quite a base on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
High taper.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I really like it.
Thank you. Although it suffered some dieback in the last winter, I have to really
I see. They
come
need
up
a
with
lot of light in the winter, don't they?
water. I think water is the
Oh,
problem.
water. Okay.
Although those guys, compared to those guys, they do like drier condition than those guys.
Okay. Then the
Microcarpus
microcarpus.
really suffer when they don't get watered.
I see.
And this is cutting of my mother one.
Oh my goodness, is that ever nice? So smooth, that trunk, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's muscular and smooth.
Yeah, I have another one that's even bigger than this.
Oh.
And those are the branches of the mother tree that I showed you earlier.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I couldn't help myself.
Wow.
When I had the mother for over 20 years, I'm like, I don't really want to lose the branching on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, I love, you know, our Japanese grass.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is just such a,
That is nice.
you know, lovely.
This is a fantastic pot you made, isn't it?
Yeah, I did.
It's so cool.
It was kind of a fun experiment with angular shapes and irregular lines.
It's like cast iron. It's got rivets and
Yeah.
from the Iron Age, eh? That's cool. Very nice. And more grasses here,
Yeah.
eh?
I'm a fan of Japanese bloodgrass.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I pretty my cat too.
What's that?
My cat likes him too.
Oh,
Chews
your
on them.
cat, yeah. Are these sharp? Do they cut you or?
Oh, probably every grass will cut you.
Yeah,
but
I guess.
I like the sort of clump
Yeah.
that they develop. Let me just show you the last thing here.
Okay, and this is the little
Yeah.
Portulacaria afra that I gave
Said
you
from
as a
Nigel.
cutting.
Yeah.
From
That's
Nigel.
what the tag says. But what a charmer
Wow.
this is.
And this is like the lilliput or
Dainty,
something,
yeah.
or they call it. Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but look how charming that is.
Yeah, that's
That's a mature growth on it.
yeah. That's
And look,
amazing.
it's developing bark that looks like it's cork bark.
Yeah, that's for a young tree. That's
Yeah.
really quirky.
Yeah, even like even the young ones have
It's like
darker.
they got the best features in
right.
of
And
all
I'm
in this
looking
one.
forward to develop into some kind of like mini giant.
Yeah,
Like something that looks like a tree, but it's so mini.
yeah.
I mean, even those guys, right? Like, you know, they already look like a
Yeah.
mature plant, although it's tiny.
Yeah, well, it's a fairly new species, so eventually you'll have the oldest version of one around.
Maybe not. Mr. Easterbrook has it.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah, but look at it with among junipers, what kind of varieties they also come. I don't know what that is, but
Oh, yeah.
this is our native Canadian version.
Wow.
I think this is.
Is that ever fine?
Yeah, the tag said Alberta juniper or something.
Okay.
So it's like a version of mint juniper, but it has such a beautiful tiny foliage.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, in fact.
See, it's so soft.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like a bird's feathers or something.
Yeah.
It's a
That is
long-term progress, but it's not as bendy as the other junipers. It
I see.
cracks
I
when
see.
try wiring. A lot of cracks. But,
Yeah.
But you know, it's like those small leaf Benjaminas.
Yeah.
Or the corky ones. They go very like a corkscrew.
I see.
You ever had one of those?
I don't think so.
I did. It was called the European ficus or something.
Okay. Oh,
my God.
Ficus wandii
Yeah,
or something? Yeah.
That came with the tag, do not propagate.
I've never had one of them, but I've seen them.
I had, it was shrunk like my hand, I think. And I tried to bend it and I broke it.
Oh, okay.
It was like a cork.
Really?
I couldn't believe it.
Huh.
I'm like, for ficus? That's a
Yeah.
rabbit tree. Anyway, so there's
It
always
wasn't so rubbery, eh?
yeah. And there's my older another Blaui.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
I like them when they I like them sort of smallish tree. I don't know what size is that. It's not mame. It's in between.
Yeah, I would say it would be considered a small bonsai.
Yeah.
Small to medium, maybe.
Again, the Japanese
I don't
terms
know.
escape me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But see, which one looks like a bigger tree? Like, this is the same size essentially,
Yeah,
right?
same height.
and depends on the perspective.
One you can pick up with one hand.
Yeah.
The other one it takes two hands.
But I like the slender trees.
Yes, yeah.
This
Yeah.
is my, and of course we can argue with a lot of people that trees should have taper and a bit chunky and
Yeah.
maybe. But
Yeah,
look
it
around
depends on what style you like.
If you
And
look around my garden, you see that I try
Right.
to have variety.
yeah, I always say grow the style you like, not what people expect you to grow or what people expect a bonsai to look like.
Yeah.
Grow what makes you happy.
There's another Shimpaku that is working.
Holy. Wow.
So,
That's very impressive, isn't it?
to be honest, see, this has still tag, although it's in bonsai soil.
Yeah.
But that one and the one I showed you earlier, the one that looked like Dr. Seuss tree,
Yeah.
were from the same purchase.
Okay, yeah.
I just let this one grow.
I see.
Because when you see them for sale, they always have this impressive structure and
Yeah.
deadwood, and I think that's what's going to happen here. It's going to become a lot of deadwood. I give a bit of turns and twists to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's not undetermined yet what I'm going to do with this, but the important thing is that it looks healthy
Yes.
and touch it.
Oh yeah, it's very springy.
That's what growing bonsai is like. It's like farmers or
Yeah.
people in they kind of kick the tire wherever.
Yeah.
We touch the foliage.
Touch the foliage and you feel it.
You should know what healthy plant feels like,
Yeah, yeah.
and you can know if it needs water by you picking it up.
Yes, by the weight.
See, I have cutting of my Itoigawa.
Okay, yeah.
That's my cutting that I'm growing from
Oh,
scratch.
wow. You got some good movement in that, and that's really cool. It's awesome, John.
I was told when you acquire a plant that's kind of rare,
Yeah,
you take a cutting first.
I see.
If you kill the original one, at least you have cutting.
You got a cutting.
I have
back
few
up.
of the cuttings that survive.
And not the parent.
No.
Oh, well.
But yeah,
That is cool.
That's how you get the curves here, I believe, by actually putting them on the young.
I see, yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and you can see the difference
Yeah,
in colors.
yeah.
Actually, camera picks up the nuances of color more than your eye.
Yeah, you can see. You
Yeah.
can see how
Mm-hmm.
the one is duller
Yeah,
and this one's more
Yeah.
vibrant.
I took a picture of it once when it was dusky,
Yeah,
and I had all the junipers on the bench, and I could really see the difference on them. Like,
yeah, yeah.
You have Itoigawa, Blauis, and
Wow.
Shimpakus. And they are actually rather rare. Like if you go to nursery,
Yeah.
Shimpaku is not easy to find.
Okay.
This is impossible to find. You'll never see them in the nursery. Even if you go to like Vineland or something,
Yeah.
Conans, I'm be surprised. But this is like the rarest version of the.
And this is the Itoigawa?
Itoigawa. It's a
Itoigawa.
relative of Shimpaku,
Yeah,
but look how
but
fine
finer,
is the
even
foliage.
finer and more green, eh?
Yeah. So therefore, this one, to me, looks like our Itoigawa.
This is the one, yeah, it does. This is the one they graft onto a lot of trees,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes, that's the primo.
It's like the best foliage
Yeah,
you can
so-
get. Yeah, it is very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's rather, but this one is just more 3D. This is kind of flatter,
yeah, yeah,
and this one kind of is like a droopy habit.
yeah,
I think that when you plant, if you pick plants that, if you like upright plants,
yeah,
Blauis are fine. But if you want them cascading, and just like Mike from RBG,
yeah.
he's got those horizontales that are propped up.
Yes, yeah.
And if they're cascading on you, half of the work is done. You don't have to wire them down or nothing.
I
But
see.
nature, they just look that beautiful.
yeah, they hang.
Yeah, like the weeping.
Like the bird's nest spruce
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
that too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, of course, because
it has a
you
weeping.
just want to give them height, and after that, they'll take care of themselves.
Yeah, yeah,
This one, I'm not sure yet.
yeah. I imagine this foliage you could get it even tighter if
Oh, yeah.
you know, a bit
Well,
of
people go crazy
pruning
with
and
that.
that.
But then I need microscopic, like
Yeah,
able to see it and then pushing it in, and all this work and wiring with like hung with the tweezers
Yeah.
and pliers.
And there comes a point where on a big tree, maybe the little tiny fine foliage would just look too fine.
Yeah,
It wouldn't look like foliage.
yeah, I do find them beautiful plants. But,
So they're
you
good
know,
for smaller trees, aren't
yeah,
they?
and the one that's small like this is very finicky, and
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of time.
Do you have a favorite size tree, John?
Favorite size? I don't, but
No.
I think this size is rather easy because you can fit more trees in the show,
Yeah, yeah, and it's
and it's variety.
easy to carry and
Yeah.
transport and everything.
Yeah, and you can hold one hand and cut with the other,
Yeah,
so it's a plus.
there you go.
Not much wiring.
Yeah,
Like you don't need to have 2 kilos of wire to put in a tree.
yeah. Less soil, less watering.
Well, watering is more tricky with the smaller trees.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Because if you go for a holiday and weekend away,
They're dead.
yeah, see the patches in the grass.
Yeah.
When I went away for the
Oh, you put the
few
trees
days,
on
I
the
put them
ground?
underneath the picnic table.
Oh, okay, I see.
On the ground.
Did that work okay?
Well, my dad was home, so it was
Okay.
but yes, I've done it before where the smallest trees go in the shadiest area.
Yeah.
I even don't cut the grass, so moisture is.
So it's- yeah.
and hopefully there's rain,
Yeah.
but they clump together like a herd, like just
I
clump
see.
together,
I see.
and that. Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard people putting sprinklers on too when they go away on a timer, and
I never had to resort to that.
yeah.
But yeah, if you have a lot of hot day and your sprinklers, the hose warms up.
Ah,
The first
yes.
5 minutes gonna be boiling
It's
water.
boiling water, yes.
Wherever the time.
Yeah.
So I do have my hose,
Yeah.
and always it's first on the hand.
Yes, until it cools
yeah.
down. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So
Never thought of that for these automatic systems.
if it's
Pretty
like-
hot at first.
Yeah, if it's every 15 minutes, maybe okay. But who knows? The black hose might get too hot.
Yeah.
So I've heard stories where people go for the week or so holiday, ask neighbor to water the plants,
Yeah.
and they came back home, and that side of the garden is dead, and that side is okay.
Oh.
And they go, don't know what happened.
But we started with that side,
Maybe
eh?
that's
With the
what
hot
happened, the
water.
hot hose,
Wow, isn't that something?
because it gets hot,
Yeah, yeah.
and if the plants are parched and you put high water on it, hot water. I'm not saying that's was the cause, but most likely.
Probably, yeah. I
So-
would think so.
Yeah. Oh, and here's one more, just a couple more plants.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See, there's the one I was telling you is a big chunker,
Wow, yeah.
and that's came off the mother plant as well.
Okay.
That was the
wow.
branches. See,
That is cool.
and this is going to be the dome shape.
Okay.
I believe that's a.
Yeah, that's nice.
And see how flexible everything is, and it's a happy plant.
Yeah.
And that's how that one was,
Okay.
and it heals its wounds pretty well.
Yeah.
But this is the way to go. Thanks to Mike Poffat
Okay.
from Toronto, because he showed me the double.
Okay.
That's-
the double
that's a secret.
potting. Okay.
And there's my seed grown
Guava. Guava, right? Yeah, I
Don't you
recognize
just
it.
love the
It's
bark?
beautiful. The flaking bark. Yeah,
Look how
that's.
smooth that is.
It looks so healthy too.
I know there's different varieties of it. One of them is flowering one.
Yeah.
This is the standard seed.
From like the fruit you buy at a grocery
Yeah,
store.
the smaller
yeah.
fruit, not the bigger one.
Okay.
But still, like I was like taking that grew, and
Yeah.
even leaves have like the citric kind of scent to it.
Okay.
Some of them. And I couldn't help
Beautiful
myself.
little tree.
I
Yeah.
couldn't help myself put in a Wayne's pot.
Oh, nice, nice.
But maybe you have to put in a bigger pot and give it more growth, like room to grow.
It seems to be doing well.
But the meandering, fractals, kind of crazy trunk
Yeah.
appeals to me.
I got a lot of back budding coming.
Yeah, they're fun. A lot of
Really
fun.
cool.
And-
I'm glad you showed me the guava. That's cool.
And bonus points for the indoor plant. It's drought tolerant.
Okay.
Sometimes in the summer, last winter I don't know how many times, but they'll tell you when they're thirsty.
I see.
The foliage goes down.
Okay.
And if you have Fukian tea or Cerisa, that foliage looks down,
Yeah.
you have a dead Cerisa or
Okay.
Fukian tea.
It's too late.
It's not drought tolerant.
Okay.
Where this one is.
These bounce back in.
Yeah, you just put them in water and you see them plumping up. Like
Nice,
that.
nice.
All the leaves might die, but
But it'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love drought-tolerant trees.
Yes.
And wherever you see my garden is drought-tolerant. Whoever wasn't is no longer here.
Yes, they're gone.
Yeah, so...
Weeded out.
Oh yeah, they weed themselves pretty quickly. And there's my another project of mine that I'm working on is the island.
The Green Island
Green
ficus.
Island ficus.
Yeah.
And I thought that would look kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I figured,
growing it up against it, and
it's only been there from last year, so let's see what happens.
yeah, that's quite a project. That'll look really good, I think. Look at that tree. Very small leaves on it.
Yeah, and it survived the infestation of some kind of scale as well. So
Okay.
This year I'm just giving it full grow on its own, see
Yeah.
what happens.
You go,
Yeah.
girl.
So I do like if you look around, you see some of the dead, like the old wood. on the
Yes,
garden,
yeah.
Because the texture that I get on this mopan wood, look at
Oh, yeah.
look at this. It's rather convincing. Too bad that they don't really have this very convincing branching that you
I
could
see.
use.
Yeah.
And gluing doesn't work. I tried gluing something and
Okay.
it just fell apart. But I'm aging them by keeping them outside.
Yeah.
And look at the dead wood get.
Silvery color.
Yeah.
And, oh.
And speaking of how hard, like heavy and
Oh,
hard.
it's dense.
Look,
Wow.
Pick this one is, and they sell you by weight. So
That is heavy. It's like almost stone.
yeah. So I mean, look at the different varieties you can get of it.
Wow.
See,
Yeah.
that's what dead look. I mean, it's just
So cool.
it has like a two color, so that's why I throw it outside to bleach it out because it's very light and it's a dark brown.
So make it even color.
Yeah. So one day, but see, they tend to be kind of flat. So when there's
That was a fantastic backyard tour of all John's bonsai. What a great host he was. He took me out in the woods today and we checked out all the rocks and trees and nature and a tour of his bonsai garden. So thanks very much, John. I had a fantastic day.
well, thank you, Nigel, for visiting. Thank you.